What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to install the Corksport short ram intake. Step numero uno, disconnect battery. 2 10mm. You can take off just the negative or the positive. I like to take off both. That's off. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. One's off. Next thing we gotta do is unplug the map sensor right here. Push on this tab. It should just be push and pull, just like that. We're gonna take off these 2 Phillips head screws. Hopefully I don't strip this out because this ain't the right size screwdriver. It's a P2. I don't have a P1 with me. Okay, it should be loose enough. There's one there. There's one right there. There we go. Oh. Okay, these 2 should be off. If I can wiggle this off now.
One side. Let's this guy a little bit more back here. Okay, that should be loose. Sometimes get a little behind. There we go.
Alright, those 2 are off. Now we gotta get our box out here. We gotta take off this little clip. You probably won't be able to see this on the. Let's see if I can get this here. I can move this wire maybe. The underside of this clip, oh, there's a ledge, you can't see it. There should be 2 tabs to push in so you can pop this clip out and keep it intact. Now you guys can see a little better here. All you want to do when it's in the box, you want to pinch these 2 tabs just like that. It's kind of hard to get to and it's kind of hard to show you a picture of. When the box comes out, I can show you. And that clip should come right out. Now we got to get these 2 10mm bolts for the snorkel. These bad boys all the way out. Just take that one right there. We're gonna set it right up here on the cowl so we don't lose them. After you loosen the 2 snorkel bolts, uno, dos, this box should just pull right up and out. I kind of already got it loose to begin with. There's a rubber grommet back here. Let's get this box out of our way. Okay. The one rubber grommet sits right here. The other one sits right here. And there's a third one right down here. Now, you are going to have to reuse these rubber grommets. The 2 intake mounts go right here for the short ram. I got the heat shield with the 2, so I have to test fit it first and see if there's anything else I need to remove. Since mine came with the heat shield, they leave a provision to keep this snorkel here, which you want to bring cold air from the grill into the actual intake. On the inside here, you can see these 2 tabs. There's one here, it's supposed to slide up to here. There's one down there, so the whole intake has to rotate clockwise. Okay, this little tab has to come free. Go back, twist, just come right up and out. Perfect, there we go. Alright, so I may have spread a little bit of false information here. This grommet, you need 3 of these bad boys. I thought the intake was where those 2 studs go. No, it's where the actual heat shield mount goes. So I got 1 grommet from the intake, right in that hole right there. All you guys can do is go on the back side of this, grab it, pinch in one area, see how it's collapsing? It'll pull right out. Do it for all 3 of them. Might have to help it. Good. Alright, now for the fun part. Try and get these grommets back in. Could always use a little bit of Dawn dish soap or something, or a little bit of oil. I'm just going to try collapsing in first and struggle for a little bit before I go get the Dawn dish soap. Push it in there. There we go. That one's in, so it wasn't too bad. let's do this one. All of these should be the same size. None of them should be different. This one hole is ovaled. It's probably for just a little bit of movement while you put the heat shield in. So it could fit multiple different cars. Alright. 2. And the third one. Simple and easy enough. Now all we should have to do is push the heat shield in with the rubber grommets were, just like for the factory air box. My only slight complaint, and I might be doing this wrong, but I don't see how I would do it wrong. The snorkel itself doesn't really sit in there nice and tight. You guys can see that weather stripping down there. The snorkel is in. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to tighten the snorkel back up just a little bit so it doesn't fall out. Then I guess we'll start doing the fun stuff. Put the tube and put the filter back on. Just hand tight for right now until we get what we need. Once again, I don't know if you guys can see down in here, down in there where it's open, the weather stripping doesn't really sit in there nice and tight like you'd want it to. Something I feel like that wasn't explained well enough while reading the instructions. These grommets, if you have the heat shield, okay, normally if you don't have the heat shield, of course you won't have the heat shield, you'll have this. This is where the factory intakes box grommets would go, just on this bracket. However, if you have the heat shield, you've got to put these pieces together, hold them together, and then push the grommet through. It's a little bit of a pain. I've been fighting it for a couple minutes, but nothing too major. Just an FYI. Alright, now that's in, you can see the bracket and the grommet both held to the heat shield right now, which is a good thing. So I guess now we're going to put the tube on and in, which I have right down here. Grab this bad boy. The clamp was on this one, but I'm going to snake it through like this, hopefully, like a glove. Okay, before I get that situated, I want to put the clamp on back here. Okay. Might have to go grab a deep well 10. Yeah, I gotta go grab a deep well. Let me go grab a deep well. Okay, should be loose enough. Slide this bad boy on, hopefully. Slide that back a little bit. Okay. Loosen that bad boy up just a little bit more. Oh, come on, really? We're still not loose enough to slide around. It's ridiculous. Guess that's a good thing though. That way it won't fall off. There we go. Okay. I'm on there all the way. Okay, now I'm gonna put my clamp just like that. Reason being, that way it's easier for me to get to this thing if I ever have to get to it in the future. Alright, I don't need to tighten it up all the way right now. Now we got the tube on. Okay. Now our next step is putting the filter itself on. Alright, we're going to put our MAF housing on. This bad boy, the MAF is going to go right there. We're going to put that in after. Take these two Allen keys out. Or machine screws, excuse me. Alright, let's put on the MAF housing. So this bad boy should just be able to slide right in. Oh, I gotta loosen that first, okay. Let's loosen this. easier to go in. Okay, the clamp's falling off. It should have an easy time going in now. Take this bad boy. Huh. We all learned something new today. Loosen that bad boy a little bit more. Put nylon on the nut. Okay, let's shimmy that on, make sure we're in all the way. Now I'm going to put the 2 screws back here for the actual MAF. Adapter here. I don't know. There's, I'll pull you guys around here. Those 2 machine screws right there is what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the filter on first before I tighten anything up. That way if I have to tweak anything or something doesn't sit in the right spot, which should be nice and easy. Alright, now I'm just going to take a peek. I didn't put the MAF in yet, but I just want to take a peek, make sure everything looks good, fitment wise. That's on there. That's got some room there. Okay, everything looks like it's decent. Alright, now I'm going to take the MAF housing back off and we're going to insert the MAF, but I just want to make sure everything would work first. Alright, let's take our 2 Phillips for the MAF. Ooh, that was kind of loose. I don't really like that. 1. 2. We're going to keep these screws because we never know. We got to return this thing back to stock. Put them right back in their hole here. If we ever need them again, they're there. Okay. Run them in a couple threads here. Good. Good. Now, the MAF can only go into the housing one way. However, if you guys ever do any other kind of install, this MAF being oriented this way or this way does in fact matter. Okay, so as you can see, it goes this way. It's upside down on there, so let's take them 2 Allen keys out. No dose. Take them 2 bad boys. Sit them right on the bumper. Take our MAF. Nice little slide action. Let's take our bolts, put them in. Thread them in by hand here. Okay, there's 1. And there's 2. As you guys can see now. Sorry about that. See, there's 2 bolts in there. You always want to start them in by hand first. You don't want to ever cross thread anything. Tight. Tight. Okay. Now that the MAF's in, slide this back all back together like. Now we'll push that hose through, push the clamp far back as we can. And if I can. Alright, filter. I'm not helping me right now. Okay, I dropped the clamp. Took me a little bit. Had to get it. Got it back up. We want to make sure our 2 bolts in the back of our MAF housing match to the bracket right here. Now let's put our bracket bolts in. Same location as I showed you guys last time. Right there in the back of the housing. Okay. Now what I'm going to do before I go any further, get this map housing flush. I'm going to tighten that clamp really quick. Because I don't want this thing to move as I wiggle around here. Alright, good and tight. Alright, now let's tighten his 2 Allen keys in the back, 2 machine screws back here. Alright, now let's put our filter on, our clamp. Hopefully I won't drop the clamp again this time. However, I'm going to put the clamp on the bottom. I would normally put that clamp on the bottom, and maybe I will adjust it in the future, maybe not for today, but just how I work, it's how my brain works. So I'm going to slide the filter on, and we're going to get this going here. Let's take this thing for a rip. Sounds sick. I don't know if you guys can hear that over the phone. I know my seatbelt's not on. Sick. Nice.